Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, we're going to be providing an update on Kontrol Technologies. This is one of my favorite companies to talk about on the channel. It's actually my top penny stock pick for 2022, and they just came out with record Q1 earnings and revenue. So we're going to talk about that in today's presentation, but before we do, please take a second, hit the like button, you guys. It's a huge help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. And let me know in the comment section below if you currently hold shares of Kontrol Technologies, what your average share price is, and what you think about their business model moving into the back half of 2022. Now, I personally respond to each and every comment, so this is a great way to get a hold of me, and I'd love to hear from you. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, I'm going to be providing an update on one of my favorite companies we discuss on the channel, none other than Kontrol Technologies Corporation. Trades on the NEO exchange here in Canada under the ticker symbol KNR, and in the US on the OTC exchange under the ticker symbol KNRLF. Now, a couple things I wanted to discuss in today's video. The main event, you guys, they just put up record Q1 numbers on Monday. So we're going to do an analysis of their earnings and walk you through their updated investor presentation, because this is a company that's been beaten up dramatically over the last couple of months, very similar to a lot of the small caps or penny stocks we cover on this channel. And I definitely think this one belongs on your watch list if you're looking for exposure to the smart building space. Now, as you can see, they were down 3 cents per share. This is as of close on Friday, May 13th. To close out the week at $1.32 Canadian. And I'm personally invested in KNR. My average share price is $2.53. So you're now able to pick up shares at a fraction of what you could just a couple of months ago, or what I actually paid for my shares or investment in this company. Now, based on the close we saw last Friday, you can see market cap has now fallen below $100 million Canadian. We're sitting at about $65 million. So keep that number in mind as we start to move into the earnings report, because the numbers we're going to talk about really are quite substantial considering the market cap of this company. And with that being said, if we look at a 6-month graph, it was actually only back in November when KNR was trading in the neighborhood of about $3 Canadian per share. So again, significant discount here, and the company is on sale. Again, if you believe in the long-term fundamentals and the sector opportunity overall for smart building technology. Now, as a quick reminder for those of you who aren't super familiar with Kontrol Tech, they're really involved in the building technology space, and they're playing on this super cycle we're seeing with new development and existing buildings being upgraded in a number of different ways. So some of the main macro factors that this company has going for them, obviously rising energy costs. So we see this at the pump day in and day out. But building managers and property managers are also dealing with rising energy costs that are really forcing a lot of them to reconsider the technology that they deploy in these properties. Aging installed base, so a lot of properties again are old. The systems they were built with are now outdated, and there's a lot more efficient options now available. Both of those are going to support the reduction in operational savings, so the amount of money it actually costs to run and maintain these buildings. Not to mention government and corporate mandates around ESG now, so net zero and environmental social governance goals. And then on top of that, and underpinning all of this, we're seeing it in the States and here in Canada, is the government committing money to infrastructure build and infrastructure spending to really support some of these emission goals that they've put forward to organizations across North America. So all in all, Morgan Stanley goes on to say, we see commercial building modernization as one of the best points of convergence between sustainability and technology in our coverage universe, with one of the largest installed bases in the world. We believe we're in the early stages of a commercial building modernization supercycle in North America and Europe. And that's the exact situation or overall macro conditions that Kontrol Technologies is looking to take advantage of. And in terms of how they're actually looking to take that leadership position, they're focused on delivering autonomous buildings that are smart, clean, and sustainable. And the how they get there is through software, service, and various installed projects. Now, with that being said, the proof really is in the numbers here, you guys. And as we can see in the Q1 results from Kontrol Technologies, this super cycle definitely is underway, and they're really taking advantage of it in a big fashion. So Kontrol Technologies announces its first quarter 2022 financial results. Revenues increased 702% year over year and are now sitting at a record quarterly revenue of $26.6 million. Now, keep in mind, market cap on KNR is in the $60 to $65 million range. So as we continue to scroll down, you can see some of the highlights here. So again, record Q1 revenues that were up over 700% from Q1 of 2021. Net income came in at a positive $1.6 million compared to a net loss of $800,000 in Q1 of last year. So they're generating positive net income and positive earnings per share. Adjusted EBITDA came in at positive $2.5 million, which was up triple digits again year over year, 123%. Gross profit came in at positive $6.7 million, which was up over 280% year over year. Their working capital has now increased by $3.4 million year over year and is sitting at $7.1 million. And they've been awarded contracts or letters of intent totaling $25.7 million for HVAC, so heating, ventilation, and cooling, and automation projects so far this year. So across the board, you guys, super exciting results, huge triple-digit growth in every category or every metric. And again, a perfect example of how the demand for these type of products and services really is growing exponentially. So the management team goes on to say our first quarter of 2022 performance reflects our continued operational execution as we make progress towards realizing our strategic vision. That's from Paul Ghezzi, the CEO. We are working diligently to scale the Kontrol platform while maintaining discipline in the management of our capital structure and remain deeply focused on growing profitability, which is exactly what we saw there. As we look forward, we are well positioned for continued growth by bringing innovative solutions that enable our customer base to achieve greater sustainability across their businesses. And when you look at the year over year numbers here, you guys, really quite impressive. And again, positive EPS or earnings per share of 3 cents for the quarter or Q1 of 2022. So as someone who's invested in this company, very strong earnings, super excited to see how this trend continues throughout the remaining quarters of 2022. And a huge congrats to the leadership team at Kontrol Technologies. Now, with that being said, I wanted to now transition into the updated investor presentation and talk about some of the numbers behind this company and some of the reasons why I'm so excited about their future growth prospects. So if we look at the corporate overview here, you can see they're already leading the digital transformation of buildings and cities by providing that innovative tech-centric energy management, environmental controls, and emission monitoring systems. They have 48 million basic common shares outstanding. Market cap at the time this deck was put together was in the $100 million neighborhood. Again, we've seen that pull back dramatically over the last couple of weeks. But the number I really wanted to draw your attention to here, you guys, is the insider ownership. So 1 out of every 4 shares or 25% of this company is actually held by insiders. And again, that gives the opportunity for some major upward torque or price movement if and when the investment community really starts to pick up on this name. Now, they've got a strong existing list of blue chip customers that range from multi-residential properties to commercial and industrial buildings. They've got a robust moat of intellectual property with 70 billion plus data records from these clients. So again, they're continually enhancing their technology and making data-driven decisions. And they're really focused on expanding this core business throughout North America. And that's not to mention their wild card here, the icing on the cake, which we've covered in some previous videos, which is the BioCloud solution, which is really focused on identifying airborne pathogens in public buildings or spaces. They've already received millions of dollars in grants here. And this one, if and when it does go mainstream, you guys, could be an absolutely massive catalyst for this company. So again, I would encourage you to go in and take a closer look through the BioCloud reports, because this factor or variable, in my opinion, is completely being missed by the vast majority of investors in this company, and again, could act as a major bullish catalyst for Kontrol Technologies moving forward. Now, in terms of the overall financial summary here, I thought it was important to give some year-over-year comparison. So again, in Q1 of 2022 alone, they've already put up $26.6 million in top-line revenue. So nearly half of what they did in all of 2021, or double what they did in all of 2020 in the first quarter of this year. Now, gross profit last year came in just below $16 million, so I'd expect that to improve in 2022 as well. And you can see the growth of this company really has been exponential, with the exception of 2020, where they actually did take a step back and saw revenue drop by about $2.3 million. But aside from that, you guys, they are up from $2 million in 2016, $7 million in 2017, $11 million in 2018, just about $15 million in 2019, and then that's absolutely ballooned in 2021 to just under $60 million in top line revenue. So super excited again to see what the remaining quarters of 2022 look like, but they're off to a phenomenal start here, you guys, to really set a record year for the company. And to close out today's update, I wanted to take a look at the total addressable market just to give everyone a frame of reference here for how big this opportunity really is. So overall, it's estimated to be a $100 billion annual addressable market just in North America, again, where Kontrol Technologies operates. $70 billion of that, that's in US dollars, is the estimated annual opportunity for solving energy waste with technology in these buildings. So there's 90 billion square feet of commercial building space in the United States and Canada, and up to 30% of energy used in those buildings actually goes to waste. So a huge opportunity here, especially as we continue to see energy, heating, and overall electricity prices increase. Now there's an additional $30 billion US opportunity focused on emission compliance with building technology. Right now, about 40% of annual GHG or greenhouse gas emissions come from buildings. So again, as governments around the world, specifically Canada and United States, continue to focus on these emission goals and targets, this is going to be a huge area of focus or opportunity for companies like Kontrol Tech. So for those reasons, you guys, I think this is definitely an investment opportunity that you may want to keep an eye on. If you're not currently following KNR and you're looking for exposure to the building technology sector, I would definitely recommend throwing this one on your watch list. Again, I'm personally invested in this company and I'm looking to build my position based on this pullback we've seen in the share price over the last couple of months. They just put up phenomenal earnings for Q1. They're on track to have a record year for 2022. Plus, they've got the BioCloud opportunity or wildcard up their sleeve, and they're operating in a very lucrative space right now with a huge runway for future growth. So for those reasons, I'd be super curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about KNR? Are you currently holding shares? And if so, what's your average share price? If you're not already subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. And if you're still watching the video at this point, hopefully you found some value. So make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Now, with that being said, that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.